All of us have heard about the pain inflicted on Jews during World War II. If you have to get a visual description of what happened to the Jews then, watching Schindler's List will give you a perspective. This movie is called a best of the classics for the reason. Stay with us till the end of the video to find out, and let's begin. When you start watching the Schindler's List, you'll feel like it's a happy movie. But wait, there's a lot that's going to happen ahead that will scratch your soul, and you must know that the movie is based on a real narrative. Oskar Schindler is an unusual hero who rose to prominence during the dark days of World War II and the Holocaust. He is a profit seeker from Germany, a member of the Nazi Party, and a businessman. When the conflict worsens and the atrocities of the Holocaust are revealed to him, Schindler experiences a deep metamorphosis and ends up saving the lives of more than 1,000 Jews. Schindler arrives in Krakow, Poland at the beginning of the narrative to make use of the cheap labor that's available there due to the war. He establishes a factory and employs Jews purely because they are the most economical choice. Not because he has any sympathy or understanding for them. They are only objects to Schindler, to be used and then discarded in his quest for money. Schindler first finds it acceptable to ignore the suffering of the Jews in his immediate vicinity. He lives in luxury while others struggle, taking advantage of the benefits that come with being a member of the Nazi Party. However, as he personally observes the atrocities of the Nazi dictatorship, a shift starts within him, and he started valuing all the people who worked in his factory. The important moment occurs when Schindler sees the terrifying scene of chaos and brutality that is the Krakow ghetto's liquidation. Schindler can no longer stand by and watch the tragedy that is happening all around him, as families are ripped apart and innocent people are shot dead in the street. This is a moment that burns into his spirit and forces him into action. Schindler then transforms into a man on a mission. He begins utilizing his connections and power to shield his Jewish employees from the worst of the Nazi horrors. He lies, bribes officials, and goes to whatever lengths to ensure their safety. But for Schindler, it's all about redemption more than it is about saving lives. He is aware that he made money off of other people's pain and that he participated in the atrocities of the Holocaust. He consequently resolves to go above and beyond to atone for his mistakes and to save as many lives as he can. When we say atrocities, we don't mean normal killings. The movie has tried to showcase all the pain inflicted on the Jews. How a train full of Jews caught fire and no Jew was allowed to step out. They were burnt alive and the Nazis were listening to their screams. In the detention camps, officers used to rape women and shoot them randomly, like they were rabbits. Thus, he compiles a list of the names of those he intends to save. It's a potent representation of hope amid despair, an array of light in a crazy world. And Schindler's List keeps becoming larger and longer as the war rages and the Nazis get closer. When Schindler is made to watch as his employees are deported to the notorious concentration camp of Auschwitz, it is one of the most moving scenes in the movie. He begs, cries, and compromises with the Nazi officers, but it appears that he is powerless to save them. It's a desperate and hopeless moment that puts Schindler's commitment to the test like never before. However, there are moments of light even in the worst of circumstances. By hiding them in his plant and taking care of their necessities, Schindler can spare a large number of his employees from probable death. When they are transferred to concentration camps, he even goes as far as to face Nazi officials and demand their release. Over 1,100 Jews are ultimately spared from the atrocities of the Holocaust, thanks to Schindler's efforts. Considering the millions of people who died in the camps, this incredible act of bravery and compassion is all the more heartbreaking. Though Schindler is happy with his win, he cannot get rid of the notion that he could have done more, that if he had just given it more effort, he could have saved even more lives. The movie closes with a moving sequence in which Schindler, overcome by the gravity of what he has done, sobs. He regrets not having done more to put an end to the craziness and not having been able to sell his belongings to save even more lives. Even though he laments the lives lost, he is aware that he has changed things and that he has spared lives that would not have been. The whole movie's in black and white, whereas the last scene of the movie showcases colors when a few decades later, Jews saved by Schindler gather on the spot where they last met Schindler when he flew away. All of those people are old now and have gathered to pay tribute to Schindler. More than just a movie, Schindler's List is a journey through the darkest corners of human history and a moving reminder of the horrors committed during the Holocaust. This cinematic classic, directed by the genius Steven Spielberg, goes beyond its World War II backdrop to examine deep themes of humanity, compassion, and the never-ending conflict between good and evil. The film is a stark and unvarnished depiction of the horrors suffered by millions of Jews during one of the darkest moments in human history, set against the backdrop of Nazi-occupied Poland. Schindler's List is fundamentally a tale of redemption, told through the mysterious persona of Oskar Schindler. Originally driven by greed, Schindler experiences a deep metamorphosis upon seeing the heinous persecution of Jews during the Nazi era. His choice to employ over 1,000 Jewish people in his factories to save their lives illustrates the remarkable ability of human bravery and moral fortitude in the face of overwhelming evil. Schindler's journey is a potent reminder that, as long as people are willing to speak against injustice, hope can exist even in the most dire of circumstances. Schindler's List is a visual marvel of cinematic mastery. Filmed in striking black and white, the cinematography captures the harsh realities of life under Nazi rule and gives the story a sense of realism and urgency. Each frame has the impression of being painstakingly created, bringing viewers even closer to the horrific Holocaust. A disturbing and immersive feeling of time and place is evoked by the meticulous attention to detail in the set design and costumes, which further immerses audiences in the era. Schindler's List uses realistic makeup and physical effects to convey vivid and horrifying representations of brutality and misery, even in the absence of ostentatious CGI. Without resorting to hyperbole or melodrama, the film's visual language says volumes, capturing the full impact of the Holocaust, from the horrifying scenes of mass annihilation to the intimate moments of personal connection. Spielberg's ability to make even the most terrifying scenes feel incredibly relatable and poignant is a credit to his talent as a director. Schindler's List is an equally excellent sound design, with the beautiful music by John Williams establishing the mood for the whole movie. The soundtrack heightens the emotional impact of the story and evokes a spectrum of feelings in the viewer, from the melancholic strains of the main theme to the subtle usage of sound elements, such as the distant rumbling of gunfire or the clinking of chains. However, the speech is arguably the most potent element of the sound design. The protagonist's words are full of significance and emotion, expressing the fear, despair, and hope that define their experiences at the end. It serves as a reminder that humanity can persist in the face of unimaginable evil. Every scene in Schindler's List displays Steven Spielberg's directing style. It was a risky move for him to shoot in black and white, but it paid off handsomely by enhancing the genuineness and urgency of the movie. Spielberg's delicate directorial touches, which communicate the character's emotional depth without resorting to exaggeration, combine with lengthy takes and fluid camera motions to help fully immerse the audience in the plot. Schindler's List keeps a gripping pace and rhythm because of Michael Kahn's deft editing, which smoothly switches between intimate moments and nail-biting tension. Not a single scene in the long film feels unnecessary or out of place because they are all integral to the broader plot and thematic resonance of the work. Schindler's List is still as compelling and emotionally impactful now as it was when it was first published, which is a credit to Kahn's skill as an editor. Schindler's List is more than just a film. It's a powerful exploration of humanity, compassion, and the capacity for good and evil within us all. Through its stunning visuals, haunting sound design, and masterful direction, the film transports viewers to a time and place of unimaginable horror and suffering, while also offering a glimmer of hope in the darkness. It's a reminder that even in the face of unspeakable evil, there are individuals who refuse to succumb to despair, who stand up against injustice, and who remind us of the enduring power of the human spirit. Schindler's List is a cinematic masterpiece that will continue to resonate with audiences for generations to come, a timeless testament to the triumph of the human spirit in the face of adversity. Have you seen Schindler's List? Or maybe is it on your list of upcoming movies to watch? Share with us in the comments section below. And if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel.